So we're going to start from where we left off. Where we left off was how to have a function with multiple worksheets. So let's choose in Edward, I'm going to choose this number, which is F7. So the reference is F7. And then I'm going to choose a D8. Okay, so I'm going to add D8 to F7. So let's choose I7. In an I7, I want to start a formula. The formula is going to be, again, starting with an equal to sign. And I'm going to refer this F7 first. See, it comes up here. Now, I'm going to add, so I'm going to put a plus sign. I'm going to type in a plus sign, which you can see here. And then I'm going to go to the next worksheet, which is your name. So when I go to that, you see this your name here. Okay, so it is referencing that particular worksheet. And in that worksheet, I'm going to click on D8, which is again referenced here. So I have a formula now, F7 from Edward and D8 from your name. And I simply hit enter in your keyboard, enter. And that comes to 34, right? And that is how you add or put a function or put a formula or put anything else or by references with different worksheets. In our next module, I'm going to module 3, we're going to start working with simple functions, and that will be the next one that we're going to start that right now. So let's go to module 3, simple functions. So I'm going to open up a new Excel sheet and I'm going to click here and type in functions. Then I remembered that I need to have simple functions. So I go back and I place my cursor just before F. Double click on it and then place before F. And then I simply type simple. And now it is simple functions here. So I'm going to start simple functions. So I'm going to type in some numbers first. So my numbers will be, I'm just choosing at random, 40,000. And then 180,000. And then I have 250,000. And then 18,000, and then 250,000, and then I have 48,000, and then I have 120,000. So I have these numbers here, and I'm going to do this. I'm going to say I want to make it as currency. So I've typed some numbers. I'm going to make it as currency. So I need to basically make these numbers into currency. There are many ways of doing things in Excel, but I'm going to stick to one way so it'll be easy for you. So the way that I'm going to do is I click on this 40,000. Okay. I hold the shift button on my keyboard and then use the arrow key. And that will highlight this entire thing, okay? This entire range of numbers. Then I'm going to click on this dollar here, which basically is the currency. This is the accounting number format. The format is on dollars and euros or any other currency you can do. So if you down here, you can see euro, Chinese yen, or any other currency, or French francs, anything that you want to. Okay, so now I'm going to choose this as dollars. So the accounting function is this way. If I widen this, it gives a small gap between these two, between the number and the dollar sign. So I'm going to leave it like that. And these are the numbers I'm going to work with, or these are the currencies that I'm going to work with. So I also want to type some more things. So I'm going to expand this E. And here I'm going to start my function. My first function is going to be maximum. Okay. Now we don't know where these functions are, so I'm going to go through one particular way of doing things. So any function will start with an equal to sign. Okay, any function will start with an equal to sign. And once I hit that equal to sign, then I can click on this fx. This fx here, click to insert a function. When I click on this, I see this pop-up. This pop-up window has got something called category. So here I can, various categories are there. I can go and find any category here where I want. So I need to find out where maximum is. If you know that, it is great. If you do not know that, also no problems, because you can always hit all. Okay, and in all it gives you everything. If you go down this way, if it gives you everything. So I simply can go to M. It's all in alphabetical order. So if I go to M, so I see this, click on this MAX, and that gives, see this, it gives you a description here. Returns the largest value in a set of values. Ignores logical values and text. So even if I type a text there, it'll ignore it. But then basically maximum gives you the largest value, and that's what I want. So when I find this max, I click on OK. So now it is asking me what number you want. I've already chosen the range. I already chosen the range because I highlighted it, remember? So I highlighted this before, and so that's why it is giving this number. So, and the answer is given here, 250,000. That is the answer. So I'm going to click OK. So the maximum number out of all these is 250,000. That's what is given here. Let's choose minimum. Minimum is going to be, again, I'm going to hit equal to, and then I'm going to click on this function again. Now, instead of choosing all, now I know a little better about this. I'm going to go to statistical functions. In statistics, you can find average, you can find all the different things, correlation, count, many functions are there, and you can choose minimum from here. So I'm going to go to max is here, median is here, and min is here. This is minimum. So click on OK. So now I haven't given a range like I did before, right? Did you see that? I did not give a range. I can go and choose the range. So I just move this little to the right. I expose the numbers, and then I click on this 40,000, and then with my left click button, and then highlight it. Just drag it down. So what I did was I clicked with my left click mouse, and I dragged the mouse till I get to 120. So now I see this range here, and I see the answer here. Then I click OK. So I got 18,000. Out of all these, 18,000 is the minimum. I want to do one more thing, which is sum. I want to add these numbers. Okay. So I'm going to come here. The sum is actually little easier simply because I have a sign here which is like sigma, and that gives you the sum. So I'm going to equal to, and I can go to the function, and I can do the sum here, which is going to be in math, or I can just click on this and click on the sum. See, when I click on the sum, it is going to highlight anything above or left or any number. It's going to, so Excel is pretty smart. So it knows that this is a text, so you cannot have a sum. But it knows also these are numbers. But then there is a space here, right? And that's why it is stopping here. So if there is no space here, then it will continue all the way till here. So now I need to make sure what numbers I want. Actually, I want these numbers. I don't want anything here. So I'm going to click on this 120,000 with my mouse, left click on my mouse, and drag the mouse up till I see all these numbers, and then I hit enter. And that gives the sum of 476,000. Now there is a way to check this also. If I highlight 40,000 to 120,000 at the bottom, see at the bottom of the screen here, you can see sum is 476,000, count is 5. That means there are 5 cells with numbers, and then the average is 95,200. Okay, so it gives you all the answers here. So 476,000 is the sum. Now let's do the average. So average will be equal to the same function. You can go to function and then do that. But since I know the function now, I'm just going to put AVAR, see, and then I get a bunch of functions, which is actually what you want, and you can choose one. So I'm going to choose this average, and then I'm going to have a parenthesis, and then I'm going to highlight these numbers, and then I'm going to close the parenthesis. So if you look at this here, any function will start with an equal to sign, and then the function name, and then there is a parenthesis, and then the range of the numbers. Okay, so now hit enter. This is my average. Now I can do a lot of other things also. So basically let's do another one, which is called round, which is going to be something that we want to know. Rounding off numbers. Okay, so let's say I want to round off this average to no digits at all. So I can do this equal to round. Now I know all how to do these functions, so I'm just typing it in. You can always go back here and then do it the way that we did before. So here, as soon as I put the round, I see that the number it wants number. This is the first variable that it wants. There are 2 variables you need to do here. The first variable is this number, 95,200. Now I'm going to put a comma, because you can see this comma here. So I'm put a comma there. Now it is going to tell me what I need to do next. It says number of digits. So I want 0. I don't want any digits at all. Okay, then I close the bracket or close the parenthesis, and I hit number. Now the idea is that it's a currency, right? That's why it is showing up as 95,200.000. Let's try the same thing on a number. So I'm going to have 65.5678. Okay, now I want to do a round here on this number, and I don't want any digits at all. So equal to round, and this is the number that I want, my comma, and then how many number of digits we want? We want 0, and then I want 0, and then I close the parenthesis and I hit number. It gets to 66. What does that mean? So basically, when you round off a number, it is going to take it to the actual rounded number. So basically 65.5678 is more than 65 or greater than or equal to 65.5. So that's why it is going to be 66. If I go here, this is the beauty of Excel. So if I go here and I change this number now, look at this. I'm going to change it to 78.78. It goes to 79. If I go here and change it to 78.45, it's going to 78. So actually, this formula or function here is fixed. You can change any number here, and this formula can be adapted to that. Okay, for instance, if I'm going to have, if I want, let's say I want to start this. I want to say, well, this is the year,